Hello friends, Brandy here with Falcon Healing Arts. I hope you are well and welcome back to my channel. I have been looking forward to today's video for such a long time about the stages of a woman's life and how we can build power and actually have that power grow with us as we age. And to explore this, we're going to go deep with the triple goddess, with the archetypes of Maiden, Mother, and Crone. I talked about this recently on Andrea Clausen's Peaceful Power podcast. I had the honor of being a guest on her show, and there was so much more that I wanted to say about this subject, and at the time I just wasn't prepared, and so I'm taking this opportunity to say it all now, and I really think that you will benefit. Plus, I am just a few days away from turning 50 years old. And this is an exciting transition for me. It's more than a number because obviously my body is going through a lot of changes right now. I am in perimenopause. I am starting to miss some periods, but I am really excited about this time. So I'm doing this video for me too, to really step into this crone stage, moving from mother to crone, which is about embodying wisdom, life experience. And so I want to share what I've learned with all of you as well. And this is going to be really helpful for those of you who are having a hard time dealing with aging. So let's talk about fully embodying the triple goddess, what that means so that you can feel inspired as you move from stage to stage in your life. And when you can do so, it will be a long, fulfilling life. The triple goddess is depicted as a waxing crescent moon, a full moon, and the waning crescent moon. The maiden is the waxing crescent moon, as this is the beginning of her life, and it signifies the energy that is building inside of her as she matures. The mother is the full moon at full maturity. Each month she fills with blood in preparation for fertilization of her egg and either grows a baby, a new life inside of her, or releases it in order to prepare for a new cycle. And then the crone is the waning crescent moon. She can no longer hold life inside of her. The energy is lessening and provides a period of rest and reflection in preparation for death and rebirth. Now, before I go through all of these stages in much more detail, I want to be clear that all of these stages are equally important. There's beauty in each, as well as a lot of lessons. This makes up our life curriculum. But in our culture, there is an imbalance of what we value in a woman. Some women may have issues with a certain stage in her life, but quite often, if it happens early, it will continue through all of the stages. So it's important for every woman to learn about these aspects of herself. By fully embodying the triple goddess, you'll have this cumulative sense of satisfaction, which is so important in order to enjoy life fully. So let's start with the maiden. The maiden is a young girl blossoming into womanhood. Typically, the word maiden means that she's not married or she is a virgin, but obviously this has to do with age as well because some women never marry, some women remain virgins. So think of a young girl up into her 20s as the maiden. And the main blessings of this maiden stage is to not have a whole lot of responsibilities. There's a lot of time to play. That is actually what a young child is supposed to do, is learn through play. But this continues in a woman's life where she becomes more curious about life. She starts to learn about what her gifts are. And she has this carefree attitude and moves through life so easily with this supple, strong body and enjoys her youthful beauty. But because they're learning about life in this stage, and some maidens are very naive, this can be a very painful time. They may be taken advantage of. They may have issues with their body as they're developing. It's very common that women have body dysmorphia during this time, which is a deep emotional and spiritual issue. They may learn tough lessons about relationships and establishing boundaries, a lot of life lessons around money and their worth in the world. This is the stage in a woman's life that shapes her confidence and self-esteem. It's likely that most of you women watching this video are past the maiden years, but that's still okay because she is always a part of you. And that's what I mean about this triple goddess energy being cumulative. You've gone through this stage in your life, and all those life experiences are still with you as you move to the next stage. And if you never fully embodied this maiden energy, if you're still experiencing a lot of life lessons that really should have been learned during that period of time that keep coming up over and over again, so around boundaries, around your self-worth and confidence, then you can go back and connect in with that maiden energy in order to heal. This is, in essence, inner child healing, and it requires you to go back to that period of your life and confront any discomfort and potential pain there. I do inner child healing with just about all of my clients who are experiencing disempowerment issues, men in addition to women, usually with a soul retrieval as well. And it is very, very effective. So just realize that if you feel like there's still aspects of this maiden stage that are an issue for you, there is still potential to heal and to build back that power. Now, the mother. She is mature enough to take care of herself as well as other people. She's in touch with her body, which allows her to be able to share it with others, to be intimate with a partner, also to share her body with the child if she's breastfeeding, and of course through the process of birth. But this isn't just about what she can do with her body, it's also about her heart. When a mother steps into this role, whether she has a child or not, she still has this energy in her of being more nurturing. When she steps into this role, her heart fully opens, and she has the potential to love unconditionally. Now, the maiden times were more selfish. They had to be in order to develop that sense of self. But the mother stage, it is more selfless. It is about stretching the self-love out to someone else and to create from the heart strong relationships, projects, businesses, to put your whole heart into some effort in the community, to connect with other families, but really to be protective about what you love, to really be in that role of a mama bear. Now let's talk about the lessons of motherhood. There are many, and the main one is that this can be a very exhausting time. You can overextend yourself, focused on other people and not so much on yourself. That is an issue with not having that maiden energy established. So a mom may be spreading herself thin. She may not be asking for support from her family or the community. Maybe she doesn't have any family around. In our culture, we've moved away from keeping family close and thinking that we need to be doing everything by ourselves. Also, what we've seen over the last few decades in our culture is mothers leaning too much on authority figures, thinking that that's the way that it needs to be done, because there are people who are smarter than her, who may know how to take care of her child better than she does. And that is absolutely not true. So we see this particularly with health experts and educational experts. And when she gives too much of her power away, this can affect how a mother shows up for her child. And with so many issues that we're seeing now with our children, that they're not being fully supported physically, and especially emotionally and mentally, this is where a mom needs to stand up for her child and find a better way to support them. But pushing back on that pressure to follow these social norms is extremely challenging for a lot of moms, especially when all of their friends are doing the same thing. It may seem like there is no other way. So ladies, if this is the stage that you're in and you're having a hard time fully stepping into your power as a mom, please let me know. This is where I have grown tremendously in my journey. I am a very counterculture mom. That means that I have done extended breastfeeding. I co-slept with my son. We predominantly use natural medicine. We tried traditional schooling, but I had no problem pulling him out once I saw that he was having emotional issues. I trust myself as a mom, as his teacher, and as his caregiver. So I am not saying that you need to do things the way I am doing them. What I am offering help with is standing up for your values, really defining what your values are as a mom, as a family, and then not being afraid to push back when you see that something is not working. There is another way. There is always another way. So again, if you're triggered by anything I just said, this means that this is where you need to focus. This is where there is a potential to heal. And it is so important to do it now, because if you have issues that you still have from your maiden years that have moved into your mother years, you are definitely going to be seeing issues in your crone years. This is where a lot of women really lose their power, and we'll talk about that next. A crone is a woman who has stopped menstruating and is in menopause. She can no longer hold life inside of her. If she has children, they are grown, they are leaving the home, but this gives her more time. This frees her up. She can enjoy being alone, to reflect on her life, to define her legacy. She has time to care for her grandchildren, so to support her daughter or her daughter-in-law as they move through their mother stage. She is the wise woman who can offer everyone support, to help them avoid mistakes that she's made in her life, to remind everyone of history so we don't repeat the bad stuff. She can be the greatest authority figure and the most inspiring of all the goddess stages. She is fully satisfied with her life, and because of that, she does not fear death. She understands that she's made a huge impact on the world and that her legacy lives on. Now, because it is so common in our culture for a lot of women to lose power in their maiden and mother stages, we see that a lot of women have a hard time in these crone years. They may fall into a depression after their kids leave. They may have an identity crisis, not know what to do next. They may have never fully connected with their body, and so it's harder to care for. They may lose confidence as their looks change. They may feel insignificant compared to younger women. They may be intimidated by a constantly evolving world and reluctant to change with it. for fear that they will never know enough. And this can make a lot of women just fade away, to not be as active, to not be as seen. And of course, that means that they're not living their full potential, where they can be this very prominent guide in the community. Again, like the other stages, it's not too late to heal, but there may be more to heal. It bears repeating that as we age, we can tap into these former stages of the self. It's not linear. It's not fixed. At any time, we can play like a maiden. We can love like a mother. We can think like a crone. Together, they help you embody the divine feminine energy. It's what connects you to other women, but it's also what makes you a pivotal force in the world for all beings. So I know I gave you a lot to think about here, a lot to reflect on. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into triple goddess wisdom. So let me know, friends, in the comments, does this make you feel more empowered in the stage that you're currently in? Are you feeling more at peace with the aging process? Do you see that there is an area where you can seek greater healing? I would love to hear about it all. And if you enjoyed it, please like it, share it with a friend who could use this support. I'm here on this channel just about every week sharing videos on how to lead healthy, empowered lives with Chinese medicine, with energy work, with shamanic healing, human design, and many of my other interests. So consider subscribing to this channel if you think that is cool. Hit the notification bell so you are notified next time I upload a new video. Wishing all you goddesses so much love and peace.